Okay, so after having reacted to Alex Eala's historic comeback at the US Open with Joanne, I decided today to react to an interview of Alex Eala so that we get to know her a little bit more. The title of this video is Alexandra Eala, that is her full name, on tennis in the Philippines. John Wertheim at the US Open. There you have it. Before we start though, maligayang pagbabalik sa akin channel. Ako po si Ovela, I'm a sound engineer, beatmaker, and content creator on YouTube, based here in Manila, Philippines. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So this interview took place in the US then.
Are you superstitious?
Sometimes.
What do you got?
Sometimes.
When I would get nervous, I would say
She's so Filipina. Sometimes nervous. My gosh, she has the Pinoy English accent.
prayer before the point. And if I won the point, I had to say the same prayer. And if I lost the point, I would switch to a different prayer.
You switch to a different prayer.
Yeah. So if I won the point with Our Father, I'd say Our Father the next point. And if I won the point on Hail Mary, then I'd say Hail Mary.
Okay. John Wertheim at the US Open. I'm assuming the guy interviewing her is John. Okay.
All right, here we go. We're just two people talking at a pizza joint.
Okay.
Two kinds of people. People that love New York and people that think it's crazy town. Which one are you?
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose this pizzeria is in Times Square. Sorry, I said Square Time. Times Square.
I have to cheat and I have to say I'm an in-between.
Oh, she's from Quezon City.
And there are things that I love about New York and there are things that aren't great.
Tell us about where you're from.
I'm from the Philippines. I'm from Manila.
Well, that's Manila, sure, but that's more like Rockwell during Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a big city, a lot of people. So there are things that, you know, I'm quite used to, which things like traffic, busy streets, a lot of people, like I said. Those are some things that are in common, that New York and Manila have in common.
Philippines, look at her. Hey, she has the gap like me here in her teeth.
At some point in your journey, you sort of moved for the Philippines.
Yeah, to
other pastures.
other
Tell us about your journey.
countries. And I mean, I've been playing tennis since I was 4 and I'm 20 now. So it's 16 years of tennis, but you know, I'm still as motivated as ever. Sometimes when I achieve something big, I like to look back with my family and
Are those her parents? No freaking way. Look how cute she looks.
just like see how far we've come from traveling to all the provinces in the Philippines where the courts are cracked, the fences are broken. You know, you'll have to compete in half basketball courts, half, you know, volleyball courts.
It's true. It's true. I have seen one court being used for many sports. So basketball, tennis, pickleball, many sports.
I was told you started playing tennis on a very unusual surface.
Well, yeah, so we have a surface in the Philippines called shell court.
Shell court.
Yes, I'm not exactly sure what it is. By the name, it's probably like crushed up shells and, you know, a lot of other stuff. But I would say it's more similar to clay, but I have never seen it anywhere outside of the Philippines. That being said, when I started to compete and, you know, really train hard, we would train mostly on hard court because we knew in the long term that there wasn't any shell court abroad. So we would try to do hard court all the time.
You're athletic, you're left-handed, you could have played all sorts of other sports. What is it about tennis that speaks to you?
Well, tennis started out for me obviously as a family thing. My brother, who's 3 years older.
Oh, okay. She's not an only child. Of course, she's not an only child. We're talking about the Philippines here where, you know, everyone has like tons of kids. No joke, by the way. So of course she has a brother, and it seems like he's also a tennis player.
I was the one who started to
What's
get
his name?
into it with my grandfather as his coach. And when I would come to watch him all the time when I was small, and then it started as a way for me to bond with my grandfather. And gradually I started winning. You know, I like the feeling of winning.
Hey, look at all those trophies.
I started to get good, and I never looked back. I mean,
Tell me about your grandpa.
my grandfather, well, obviously he's a very big part of my tennis journey.
Yeah,
so
boy.
He was my coach, one and only coach from when
And by the way, yes, old people, if they're fit, they can still play sports and kick your ass.
I started until I left for Spain. So he was kind of just like a club player. He would play a bit of tennis, and then he would read a lot. He would read magazines, he would read books, he'd watch YouTube. That's how he kind of learned how to teach us. So my brother and I grew up under his kind of coaching, yeah.
Hey.
Tell me where Mallorca fits into your journey.
Mallorca came into the scene at 13. The Rafa Nadal Academy has been my second home for the past 7 years. So I have a lot of people there, and they have played their part in my journey, and I've learned so much from Mallorca in general. So,
Tell me, what have you learned from Mallorca? What have you learned from Rafa specifically?
from Rafa specifically, there's a lot to learn. I think just his work ethic is something.
Is he still playing, Rafa Nadal? Because I feel like I've watched his last game ever, but maybe he decided to come back. I'm not sure. When I say saw it, meaning on TV, not in real life.
Something that I admire a lot. His ability to suffer is something that Rafa has got kind of unmatched, but that's something I'm also trying to learn. There are some aspects of tennis and being a professional athlete that aren't as enjoyable as others, so being able to stick through it and want to do it, want to go through it is something that he embodies very well.
You didn't necessarily have a player from the Philippines you could emulate. Who did
No.
you look up to?
From the Philippines was difficult to, I didn't really have anyone from home to look up to at this stage.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, have you guys ever heard of a famous Filipino tennis player ever? Like, tennis is not a sport here in the Philippines that is very popular. I mean, it's starting to become popular. Racket sports are becoming popular, like paddle, which is why I play paddle a lot here. But in general, I would say that boxing and basketball and pool, are more popular than tennis. So it makes sense that she doesn't have
But
any Filipino.
Internationally, I looked up a lot to Maria Sharapova. So when I was younger, I didn't
Idol.
really understand what was kind of going on in the game. I like that she was fiery. I like that she was
Sharapova?
aggressive, and of course, she presents herself very well. I felt like she always had nice outfits, and so she inspired me a lot.
You're the first Filipino player ever in the top 100, first Filipino ever to play Major US Open. What is the status of
Huge.
tennis in your country?
I would say it's improving right
there you
now.
go.
I'm so happy to see, how tennis has grown, because people keep telling me when I come back that, it's so hard to get courts now. And that's what I
it's
love
true.
to hear, because I feel like that.
It's true for tennis, but also for paddle, man. You have to book, the paddle court, days before you can actually get to have one,
Will push for the construction of new courts, and I think having someone at this stage and this level, competing in the slams and being on the tour can help inspire, the next generation.
I wonder if it has its challenges, but also might be freeing and liberating that you're the first. There's not necessarily someone whose footsteps you're following.
Yeah, it's definitely, I feel so honored and I feel so blessed, because a lot of this pride obviously comes from being the first to do it from my country. And you know, I take it with so much pride to wear my flag, you know, and it makes me feel so special that, you know, in a sea of, you know, all these Europeans and all these Americans and all, you know, all of these powerhouse tennis countries, you know, there's a girl from the Philippines who made it somewhat big.
I saw you practicing on site during fan week.
Yeah.
You leave the practice court and there is this shriek. And turn around and there are hundreds and hundreds of fans, and I imagine a lot of them Filipino fans. That have come to support.
Yeah, that's, you know, I've never seen any other nationality do this, but I swear if you just walk on the street and you cross paths, like you're going to know they're Filipino. Like you'll know right away, you'll know instantly. And I think that's just the sense of, we say kapwa in Filipino. It's like sense of community or family, like that. Yeah.
Say that word again?
Kapwa. Kapwa.
What's your message to them? What are you trying to instill in them?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's just to dream big and to see that it's possible. I feel like in the Philippines, when no one's taken that route and succeeded yet, it's hard to see yourself doing the same thing. And I know there are a lot of young girls who have.
Yeah, because in the end, you are the one, you know, opening doors for the people that are gonna come after you. So of course, it's hard to be the first one to do anything.
Have dreams, not just in tennis, but maybe in sports, you know. And I think right now in the Philippines, we're at a moment where women's sports is really booming. We have
That's true.
Diaz,
I reacted to her.
We had the soccer team which joined the World Cup.
Really? I hadn't heard of this.
We have people in basketball, we have volleyball, so it's really so amazing to see just this community of women and other athletes just lifting each other up.
Best piece of advice you've gotten about this journey?
From my dad, he always tells me not to doubt. No doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's something, you know, that I've tried to emulate in everything, you know, just to believe in myself is a super important aspect, because for me, I think if you believe in yourself, then you're giving yourself a chance, because if you don't believe, then you'll have no chance at succeeding at all.
Big picture. What do you want out of this sport, this career you've chosen?
Of course, I've always been very ambitious. From when I was young, everybody's dream is to become world #1. And
yeah, and she probably wants to set an example for the people that are gonna come after her. But seriously, if she could, you know, be #1, that'd be amazing.
To win Grand Slams, you know, and
she probably wants to make her country proud,
the more
her family proud.
I see how hard it is to achieve that. But my belief is so strong. Like I said, there's no doubts. So my goals are exactly that, to be #1 and to win slams, of course. But more than that, it's just to reach my full potential.
You know what your rank?
I think right now I'm like 68.
Do you follow your ranking?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Do you like your job? You having fun?
Yes,
of course.
Super. I love my job. I mean, oh, if you had told me that for a living I'd be traveling 30 weeks out of a year around
I wonder how stressful it can be to be a professional tennis player.
the world, meeting new people, doing what I love. I mean, not all people get that privilege, so to do what they love. So I'm so lucky.
I
can relate, girl. I get to do what I love as well, and it's magnificent.
That's plenty, right? Should we order pizza?
Yum. Enjoy, guys. There you have it. I enjoyed this interview. Obviously, the production value was really good. But I felt like perhaps somebody else perhaps could have asked not better questions, because I enjoyed his questions, but different questions, you know, like, yeah, she's from Quezon City, but I would have liked to know a little bit more about her. But I guess she did answer some questions about her family, about how she started to play tennis and everything. So yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, I'm glad that I know more about her, so that the next time I react to her, I would not be, you know, guessing and wondering who she really is and stuff, you know. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat for clicking on my face in order to spend a little bit of time with me. And of course, if you found value in this video, do not hesitate to check out my other reaction videos right here.